One day, Mr. Brown came into a feed store. He brought his little boy, Joe, and his little girl, Sally. But where is Sally?
Hey, Joey, come here. What? Look at all the baby chicks. How many are there?
Let's count the chicks. How does Sally count?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's right. Now let's see how Joe counts the chicks in the other pen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's right. 5 chicks in this pen. Now the owner of the feed store wants to clean one of the pens, so he moves all the chicks into the other pen. How many chicks are there altogether?
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, dear, I don't know which is which.
Yes, it is hard to count so many, isn't it? Can we find an easier way to count them? Let's find some things we all can count. How many children in this picture? How many boys? How many girls? Joe wants to know how many marbles there are in this bag. That's not so easy, because we can't see all the marbles at once. Let's take them out of the bag and put them in this box one at a time. Now we can count the marbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 marbles. All the marbles have been taken from the bag, and we have counted each marble once. Now what else shall we count? Here, Betty has some blocks. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Or we can count the blocks in a different way. We can say, this is the first block, this is the second block, this is the third block, this is the fourth block, the fifth block, the sixth block. When we want to know how many there are, we count the blocks this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Now we'll move the blocks around a little. How many blocks are there now? Well, we don't have to count the blocks again. There still are 6 blocks, and it doesn't matter which is first, second, or third. Counting is fun, isn't it? Now, let's put our things away before milk time. Joe is going to put the blocks back in the cabinet. They belong on the third shelf from the top. Will Joe count 1, 2, 3? He wants to know which is the third shelf. So he finds the first shelf, second shelf, the third shelf from the top. Instead of wanting to know how many shelves there are, he just wanted to find the third shelf so he could put the blocks on it. Do you see the difference? Now Mary and Joe are going to go out to bring a bottle of milk for each boy and girl. So we'll have to count the children. Let's count them as they go by. If we look away for just a moment, we can't be sure we counted everyone. How many children went by? We just don't know. So Mary and Joe will use better ways of counting the children. Mary will collect their milk tickets at one table, And Joe will make a mark on a piece of paper for each child who goes by his table. If each one puts a ticket on Mary's table, we can count the tickets and find out how many children there are. And then, just to be sure, we'll count the children another way. If Joe makes a mark for each one, then we can count the marks and find out how many children there are. Now, Joe has a mark for each child who went by his table. He makes a mark for Mary and one for himself. Now, do we have all the tickets? No, we need to get Joe's ticket. There, and Mary's ticket. Now we do have all the tickets. You count them. $11 tickets. So, how many children? Just to be sure, let's count the marks on Joe's paper. $11. So, how many children? How many bottles of milk do we need? All right, while Mary and Joe go for the milk, let's take some different kinds of blocks and build a house. While we build the house, we'll make a mark for each block we use. Then we'll know how many blocks there are in the house. How many blocks altogether in this house? We can't see all the blocks, but we can count them by counting the marks on the paper. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 marks on the paper. That means 9 blocks in the house, even when we can't see the house at all. Let's write the number of blocks in the house like this. Now we don't have to count the marks or the blocks again. We can move the blocks around and even put them away. We still know there were 9 blocks in the house. How many marks in this picture? Why, that's easy. 5 marks. But look at this. Now how many marks are there? They're not so easy to count this way. Can we move them around a little so they'll be easier to count? There. How many marks? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 2 more, 16, 17 marks. Now we write the number of marks so we won't have to count the marks again. Now we know there are 17 marks. Remember the house we built a little while ago? How many blocks were in the house? Well, we don't have to count the blocks again. We counted them once and wrote the number down. We can see from this number just how many blocks were in the house. That's right, 9 blocks. Now let's see if what we have learned will help us count the chickens in the feed store. Joe and Sally are going to count the chicks. Let's count with them. There's a group close together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 chicks. We'll write the number so we won't forget it. 5 chicks. Now let's make a mark on the paper for each of the other chicks. 3 chicks together in a group, and another group of 3, and 1 all by itself. Now we can count the chicks. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 chicks in the pen. Now that we know how many chicks there are, let's write the number down so we won't have to count them again. 12 chicks. Haven't we learned how to count a lot of things?
Hello. Hi. Hey everybody. I'm Skip Alsheimer of AV Geeks. I collect old educational films and have been showing them to you on this lunchtime streaming thing. Wow, we're almost at the end of week 3. Trying to provide a lunchtime distraction to keep you from reading the news and to reflect fondly on our past, or not so fondly on our past. But sorry for the delays. Also, sorry Facebook, you're not seeing me live because you just would not connect up. Basically, I had everything set up, and then the internet went out here, and then had to scramble to get everything back up. YouTube came back up fine, but not Facebook. Facebook just kind of sat there and twiddled its thumbs. So, sorry, Facebook. Anyhow, speaking of looking back to our past, I did a show actually at the Houston International Airport, or the Houston Airport Museum, called Only Way to Fly, and I showed films about what it was like to fly commercial airlines in the past. And boy, if you compare that to nowadays, where we're just a bunch of chattel, it's fascinating. The best part of doing that show, besides it being in this old airport, was that somebody actually flew in on their personal plane and came to watch the show. That was really awesome. Anyways, so here is a look at a potential career for you as an airline stewardess. Enjoy.
403 to Nassau. You can hear the reason.
Do you hear me? I said...
Seats 1A and 1B. Mother with babe in arms. They're going to join Dad, who has a new job in the Bahamas. Seat 5C. He works in the world of business, and it's his business to travel all over the world. It's a lonely job. The swinger, seat 5B. He's almost as good-looking as he thinks he is. Elaine Vaughn, chief stewardess, flight 403. This is her story.
Hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but I have my uniform here, and the plane leaves in 3 hours. Would it be possible for you to get it for me?
Yes, there.
Okay, thank you. Oh, you're a doll.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye.
What we'll do to begin with is look here at your lipstick. We, as far as stewardesses, must wear something that has a little bit more color on the lips. Inside the airplane, if you wear a silver lipstick or something that's very frosted, it doesn't show up well. It makes you look like you're glowing in the dark. So we like to have something that has some color. side center shows you where the arch should be, so you're fine as far as eyebrows are concerned. It's important that a stewardess wears her hair short because you'll find that when you're working on the airplane and you're working very hard, taking care of your passengers, you don't have time to take care of your hair. And I think you'll find that with the hat, that something is going to be very flattering for you. A little bit of height here in the crown gives your face that overall oval look, which is the ideal look. We work for this in makeup, we work for it in hair as well.
Hi, how are you?
All right. You have a nice drive in this morning? Nice weather
Yeah, it
outside?
wasn't bad. Yeah, the weather's nice. Sun is bright as usual.
Good.
Temperature in New York now is 44 degrees.
44.
You don't have any questions?
Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Good job. How are you today? Fine. How are you? Good morning, sir. How are you? Stewardess will show you to your seat. What's your fault? Be careful. Good morning. Hello? Hello, how are you? Good morning, sir. The stewardess in the back will show you to your seat, all right?
What was that noise?
The landing gear. Don't worry. Everything's fine.
Oh, good afternoon. What's your name?
Elaine Vaughan.
I see.
Excuse me, sir. May I offer you a pillow?
No, I don't want a pillow. Get me a glass of water.
All right, just one moment. Here you are, sir.
Oh, no ice. No ice.
No ice?
No,
All right, just a minute. Here's your glass of water, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tiger. He's an E9. Yes, could I have his bottle if it's ready, please? Okay, just a minute. I'll bring it in. All right. Thank you. You're welcome. He's coming. Here, could I have your lunch? And there's your beer. Isn't he a nice beer? Here you are. Oh, thank you. Also, would you mind watching him for a minute? No. Let me put the bottle over here. All right, we'll trade places. Just a minute. Okay. Here you are.
You did that correct.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Excuse me, yes. Thank you. You're welcome.
That looks pretty good. Did you make it yourself?
No, I wish I could have.
How is it?
It's good. May I offer you some champagne? Yes, please. Thank you. You're welcome. And you said?
Please, at the same amount.
That's really medium rare. Can I have a strategy, please?
Thank you.
Nothing to the coffee? Yes, my free coffee is 1 and 1 just cream. All right. Thank you. 1 black.
Paris. Have you ever been to Paris?
No.
That's one city that you should see. It's really nice. Old city, but wonderful. I love it.
I've heard it's a little expensive.
No, not really.
Elaine Vaughn was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Elaine's big dream was to fly and to travel. 2 years after graduating from high school, she applied to Pan American World Airways for a job as a stewardess. They hired her and sent her to their International Stewardess College in Miami, Florida. After a 5-week training course, she won the gold wings of the Airline Stewardess. Her next assignment, Chicago to London, Paris, Frankfurt, and Rome.
Wow, yeah. So that was part of a series that was aimed towards African American high school, college, trade school age to show them potentials for careers. And there's another one which I might show another day, which is about air traffic controllers. Don't call me, I'll call you. Which is just as good. This one is great because it shows how much has changed in air travel. I mean, even in first class it's changed. But yes, Elaine getting all the the folks. Like that one guy who's like, "What's your name?" All right. Time to learn about science. Kinda. This is from a film company called the Moody Institute of Science, which was a part of the Moody Bible Institute, and features one of my favorite folks that talks about science, Dr. Erwin Moon, who is a doctor of religion and not of any science. And he fancied himself a hobbyist scientist and actually shot some amazing footage of lots of different things and did really fascinating experiments. Now, it got a lot of people interested in science, but the hitch here, or the hook, is not that this is really a science film. This is really a film that talks about the Bible and Gospels. And so there used to be 20 or 30-minute films that they did that got released. Then when the National Defense Education Act happened, after Sputnik launched and the United States was like, whoa, we're way behind in math and science, they cut the films down, Moody Science Institute, and released them as 10-minute things and released them to schools. So they also kind of scaled back mention of the New Testament, and they just talked about God and the Bible in general. But this film is fascinating because it really shows kind of how fun that organization was in what they did. And so this is a film called Electric Eel. Enjoy.
I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. His name is Linnaeus. Electrophorus electricus Linnaeus. Here at the lab, we just call him Joe. He isn't exactly what you'd call a raving beauty, is he? But he has his points. For one thing, he's quite a swimmer. Notice the wave motion of the long ventral fin. As the waves travel toward the rear, the eel is propelled forward. Reverse, the waves travel toward the head. How about ascending and descending? Well, to ascend, he merely starts waves at the center, which go both ways. And to descend, the waves start at both ends and work toward the middle. Joe is commonly called an electric eel. But actually, it isn't an eel at all, but a fish of the carp or catfish family. Now, the eel part of his name may not be correct, but he sure came by the electric part honestly. There are stories of cattle, horses, even human beings being killed by the electric shock of eels just like this. In fact, along the Amazon River, ranchers have lost so many cattle that they have what they call electric eel drives. They herd the eels into shallow water and then they kill them with their machetes. Oh yes, they have insulated handles on the machetes. Now, of course, electrical impulses can't be seen. But if we put an electrode at each end of the tank, we can hear the electrical discharge on a loudspeaker. Now, those gentle pulses are part of the eel's radar system. In some mysterious way, he uses them to locate his food. Now, so far as we know, all adult electric eels are blind. They have heavy cataracts on their eyes. Now, eels feed on small fish, and if it weren't for this radar system, they'd starve to death. Now, when an eel locates a fish or when he is disturbed, he puts out what we call the double whammy. This is a terrific shock that stuns anything in the water nearby. The only way you can describe Joe's table manners is to say that they're downright shocking. eel, unlike most fish, is an air breather. It must rise to the surface from time to time for air. For this reason, he can be quite comfortable out of water. Now, the vital organs of the electric eel are all in the front 10 inches of his body. The rest is pure power plant. And believe it or not, he can generate more than 500 volts. Here we have a bank of 36 neon lamps. We'll connect these to our eel electrodes. Now, of course, the eel is designed to operate in water. His electrical system doesn't function too well in air, but even under these conditions, he should give us enough power to light the lights. For some reason, people seem to find it difficult to believe that a fish can put out any considerable amount of power. Even some of the folks here at the laboratory have been just a little bit skeptical about Joe's electrical prowess. And for that reason, we've asked a few of them if they wouldn't help us in an experiment. Will you have the group come in now, please? All right, Dave. You'd stand right over here, please. The rest of you just line up there. You're right over here, Mr. Humphrey. That's fine. Now, Dave, if you'll take this, please, and hold it in your right hand. Lloyd, you hold this one. That's fine. Now, everybody join hands. That's right. Now, you're connected in series. Now, there are 5 of you. That means that each of you will receive just 1/5 of the total voltage of the eel. Now, relax. We'll give you the low voltage tap first. You ready? Did you feel that? Wasn't bad, was it? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to have you meet a group of confirmed believers in electric eels. Thank you very much. Now, where did that electricity come from? Strange as it may seem, the eel's electric tissue is made up of cells very much like the cells that make up the nerves of our own bodies. These cells are called electroplaques. Here is a crude model of one of these cells. Actually, the electroplaque is a tiny battery, 1/25 of an inch thick. Now, in a flashlight, there are 3 cells. Each cell generates 1.5 volts. 3 of them in series produce the 4.5 volts necessary for the lamp. The eel's battery produces 1/10 of a volt. 10 of them in series will produce 1 volt. Well, at this rate, it would take 5,000 of these to produce the 500 volts of the eel. Well, he's got them and then some. An eel like Joe here probably has 250,000 electric cells. Connect them in series, 5,000 of them, and you have the 500 volts. The rest of them are connected in parallel to build up the current capacity. Now, each one of these tiny batteries has an electronic switch controlled by a signal sent along the nerve fiber connected to it. When an eel wants to shock something, it throws hundreds of thousands of switches all at once just by thinking about it. But what to me is even more amazing is that when Joe's battery is run down, he can recharge them, all of them, in just 1,000th of a second. That's quite a power plant, isn't it? The eel's electrical system is composed of 3 main parts. The first is called the large electric organ. This is the source of the eel's main voltage. Now, the function of this organ, called the organ of Hunter, is still somewhat of a mystery, although scientists believe that in some way it works with the large organ in producing the double whammy. This organ, called the bundle of socks, is to me the most wonderful. It has been definitely identified as the source of those mysterious radar pulses. In other words, this is the power plant for the eel's radar transmitter. Now, of course, a radar system must have a receiver also. Do you notice those pits located in rows along the front part of the eel? The other night I was in New York City talking with Dr. Christopher Coates, director of the New York Zoological Society. Dr. Coates is the world's foremost authority on electric eels. He performed an experiment recently that seems to indicate that those pits are a definite part of the eel's radar receiving system. Now, if Joe is willing to cooperate, we can perform a similar experiment here. The problem is to render Joe's radar system temporarily inoperative. Now, if we paint these pits with an insulating liquid, and if these pits have anything to do with the radar apparatus, Joe will find it very difficult to locate a fish. Oh, he won't go hungry. This is a liquid that will wash off very rapidly. All right, Joe, let's go back into your tank. That's right. Come on out now, like a good fellow. Now, we want to give him a good supply of fish. All right, Joe is surrounded by his favorite delicacy, baby trout. But for the next few moments at least, those fish are just as safe as if there weren't an electric eel within 1,000 miles. You see, Joe's radar's on the blink. Oh, his transmitter's working all right. He's still putting out those radar pulses. Actually, it's his receiver that's not operating. Now, let's think for just a moment about what that means. To a certain extent, we can locate objects with our ears. We can tell roughly the direction from which a sound is coming. But you know, if I were blindfolded, I'd sure hate to try to catch a greased pig simply by listening to its squeal. But this problem, compared to Joe's, is relatively simple. You see, sound travels 1,100 feet per second in air. But Joe's radar pulses travel at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. This means that an electric eel's radar system must be able to interpret time difference that is less than 1/billionth of a second. This is so amazing as to be almost beyond belief. Yes, Joe, you're quite a fellow. You may not win any beauty contests, but you've given us a lot to think about. You've given us a new understanding of the God who made us all.
Sorry about that, guys. Kind of ended abruptly. Anyways, so there's a lag on the two computers that I'm looking at, and that's why there's this gap. I'm like, oh, film's ending. Here we are. Okay, what time are we looking at? 1:37. All right, so I've got a food-related film, although, yeah. Somebody yesterday was talking about Mulligan Stew, which is a TV show that was made by the USDA through the 4-H. And this was a show that was sent to TV stations who would often show it very early in the morning because it was free content. And it's part of that time when kid shows had a group of kids or people or animals that we're in a band and solve mysteries. And so that's what this is. This is kind of trying to be like the Monkees and trying to be like, it's very much of a time and a place. And there's songs in here. It's all about nutrition. And it is, I have probably 3 or 4 episodes of this. This is one of my favorite ones, though, because of the title, which is called Great Nutrition Turn On. And so this is mildly, it's not psychedelic at all. It's still very much a contemporary thing. But there's, like I said, there's singing, there's things about food, there's some animation. It's got everything, and it's about 20 some minutes long. So we're gonna go, or 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes long. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this, and enjoy Mulligan stew. I'm gonna have some leftover barbecue ribs, so I'll be eating as we watch. Enjoy.
Bet you don't know what fruits have the most vitamin A.
Eh? Oh, which fruit has the most vitamin A, you ask? A basic question demanding only the most basic of answers.
Peaches! Nope.
I know. Banana.
No, you dummy duck.
Without vitamin A, we would have a difficult time distinguishing the various shades of gray. We might find ourselves unable to see at night at all. Now, most fruits have vitamin A in them, and green leafy vegetables have vitamin A.
But what fruits have the most vitamin A?
Why, anyone knows it's apples.
Wrong!
Wrong?
Wrong! Will, we're too right! Wrong!
Very good, but not that nutritious.
What fruits do have the most vitamin A? Sugar? Cantaloupe.
Pretty cantaloupe for your eyes? Oh, well, pretty, I don't know about you, but my eyes aren't getting any better at all.
Do you know what extra vitamin is added to food to make sure that you get a well-balanced diet?
Vitamin A?
Nope.
Vitamin B1?
Nope.
Vitamin B2?
Nope.
Don't you say anything but nope.
Nope.
You pose the riddle. Which extra vitamin does one need if he's eating a well-balanced diet?
That's right.
Vitamin C?
Nope.
No? Nope, nope.
Vitamin E? Nope.
Vitamin K?
Nope, dummy.
What is it?
Vitamin D.
Really? Vitamin D. It must have slipped my mind.
How many food groups are there in a daily balanced diet?
11?
Food groups. It's got to be here somewhere.
4.
Milk group. Meat group. Fruit and vegetables group. Bread and cereals group. That's a balanced diet. Do I?
I'm Maggie. I'm Mickey.
I'm Mike. I'm Manny.
And I'm Mulligan. And we're Mulligan Stew. Yeah! What does the message say? Mulligan? Mulligan, what does the message say? 1 second. I've almost got it. Well?
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 I've got it.
Well?
The message says, a courier from upstairs is about to arrive here any minute with a job for Mulligan Stew.
A courier?
Gloria, from upstairs.
Upstairs. You have our assignment from upstairs? Upstairs.
Right here in this folder.
Let's see it.
Not so quick. You can't be too careful with these things. Who are these kids? They look suspicious.
Oh, Wilbur. You know them, Wilbur. It's the rest of the Mulligan stew force.
Well, you can never be too sure, you know. It could have been a plot.
Oh, Wilbur. Let's see the assignment.
Over here. Here it is.
Let's see it.
Not so quick, my dear Mulligan. First, I've got to present the background to the case.
Well, get on with it, Wilbur.
Okay, don't rush me. Now, first we have to look at some of the evidence that I've brought along with me. Whoops. Wrong channel. I remember, it's on the top secret channel. This is the town of Lazy Susan, USA. It's a typical town in America, except for one thing, Mulligan Stew. The town is falling apart. The people are too tired to work, too tired to play. Mailman too tired to deliver the mail, and the grocery boy too. The cow too tired to give milk. The barber too tired to cut hair. In short, everybody's tired. Kids, moms and dads, old folks. Your job, Mulligan Stew, is to find out what's wrong in the town of Lazy Susan and remedy the situation as soon as you can. We don't want this to turn into a national disaster, do we?
Of course not, Wilbur.
Good, because they're counting on you upstairs.
Upstairs.
Now, here are your assignment papers, all the documents and evidence we'll need to crack this case in Lazy Susan.
Wait. You don't mean that you're
planning to
help us
on this assignment?
Do you, Wilbur?
Of course. I am the fourth assistant to the general manager in charge of cracking tough assignments, you know.
Oh, great. When you're on top of the scene, there's no best club at all. Feeling on top of a dream, knowing you got the top, overflowing with that good nutrition. Good nutrition. And it's all right with me.
could cry.
All living things need nutrients to live and grow. What are nutrients?
Why, anybody knows that nutrients are the substances that all plants and animals, including man, need to live and grow.
Yeah, but what are nutrients?
Proteins are nutrients, so you need protein to live and grow. We get protein from meat, fish, chicken, and from eggs, milk, and cheese.
You get protein from dry beans, peas, and nuts.
One nutrient is protein.
Another nutrient is carbohydrate. We need carbohydrate to live and grow, man.
Honey has carbohydrates. So do sugar, molasses, and maple syrup. So do breads and cereals.
Grits have carbohydrates. So do spaghetti, macaroni, and noodles.
Candy has lots of carbohydrates. Fats are another nutrient.
We get fats from cooking oil and from butter or margarine, from salad dressing, and lots of other foods.
And we also need vitamins and minerals to live and grow.
Vitamin A, the B vitamins.
Vitamin C. Vitamin D.
Vitamin E.
Pretty. Vitamin K.
The minerals, calcium,
Iron.
Iodine, phosphorus, etc. You need nutrients to live and grow. Proteins are nutrients. Carbohydrates are nutrients. Fats are nutrients. Vitamins are nutrients. Minerals are nutrients. Dogs need nutrients to live and grow. Animals need nutrients to live and grow.
Birds need nutrients to live and grow.
Fish need nutrients to live and grow.
Plants need nutrients to live and grow.
Everyone needs nutrients to live and grow. Yeah! What are you looking at? I'm making a slide for the microscope. Of what? You'll just see. Are you sure you know what you're doing? Yeah, I know.
How do you do it?
Watch. I put this specimen. Of what? Just wait. On this glass. Now I gotta stain it. What for? So I can see it clear. Now I put the cover glass on. To keep it protected. Okay. Oh, come on, let us have a look. Let me focus it. Golly, what's that? That's a living cell.
You mean I have cells that look like that?
We all do, if our cells are healthy. Those cells look awful, sure, from lack of good nutrition.
Whose body did those cells come from?
One of the people from Lazy Susan. They have pooped out cells. Then we'd better do something about it. And right away.
Hello, I'm doing a series of interviews on nutrition. Do you know the 4 basic food groups?
No, not really.
No, I don't.
Meat, vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables.
No, I don't.
Bread and cereal.
Bread and cereal.
And milk.
Right.
What do you get from these food groups?
What do you mean, what do I get? Things like proteins and things like iron and things.
Nutrients.
Minerals.
They're called nutrients.
Okay, yeah.
Can you name the nutrients?
No, I can't name the nutrients.
Can you?
No.
Well, they are fats, carbohydrates, protein, vitamins, and minerals. Do you know what the vitamins are? Well,
C, A, and C.
B, C, D, N, niacin, etc. I don't know which are the vitamins, as a matter of fact.
they are A, B, C, D, E, and K.
A, B, C, D, E, and K.
E and K, yeah.
What did you have today or any day that had iron in it?
Watercress.
Watercress?
Jello.
That would be eggs.
Coffee. With cream.
What is nutrition?
Calories.
I really didn't know what nutrient meant. Like, I knew that it meant something, you know, to make you stronger and, you know, have your body to operate the right way, but I really didn't know what it meant.
Come on.
Okay, Mike, hit the lights and shut the door. Okay, we've solved the problem with the people and animals of Lazy Susan, right? Right. The problem is they just aren't eating right. They don't know anything about the 4 food groups. They don't even know what vitamins and minerals are all about.
Or nothing about proteins and fats and carbohydrates.
Right, and we've got to figure out a way to tell them where it's at.
And all about proper rest. And exercise.
And how to plan a balanced diet with foods that are fun to eat. Okay, then, here's my plan. Wilbur, Oh, Wilbur.
figure out what's wrong with people in the town of Lazy Susan.
We already figured that out, Wilbur.
You already figured out. Oh. Well, I can help you figure out a plan to...
We already have a plan, Wilbur.
You already have. Well, isn't there anything I could do?
Well, we do need someone to drive us to the town of Lazy Susan. We could take our bikes. But if you're not...
I'll do it. After all, I am the third assistant to the second vice president in charge of driving people places, aren't I?
Yes, Wilbur.
Well, then what are we waiting for? Let's go.
Let's stop just for a little while, Wilbur. We've been riding for hours. I'm thirsty.
Me too, Wilbur.
This is no time to be thirsty. We're on an important mission and haven't a second to waste.
But...
No buts. We must get to Lazy Susan without delay.
Hey, a 4-H fair. Let's go.
I'm sorry, but my answer must be N-O. No. There. We just passed the last sign for the 4-H fair. You'll find that I was right. We just don't have the time for that tomfoolery, right, kids? Right, kids? Kids!
Did you know that one hamburger with ketchup gives you enough energy to run a mile?
I don't believe it.
We need food. The right food. In the right amounts for energy. Without the right food, you'd feel tired all the time. You wouldn't grow right. You wouldn't feel right. So I eat right. Do you? You gotta eat the right foods in the right amount to look good. To have nice shiny hair, strong white teeth, a good clean complexion. And if you don't feel good, you won't look good. So you gotta eat good to look good. We eat good, do you?
I eat well, and that's why I never have to worry about my looks. Oh, you handsome devil, you.
You need vitamins.
And minerals like iron and calcium.
And protein, carbohydrates and fat.
And the right amount of rest and exercise.
We eat right, do you?
Golly, look. The mailman is fast asleep on his feet.
This is worse than we thought.
No,
Look
it's not. Kid, look at this.
Boy, that's a real case of tired blood, huh?
All this just because they don't eat right.
My goodness, this is terrible. Oh, no.
Holy mackerel.
This is dreadful. We've got to do something about this right away.
Come on, I have a plan.
Okay, here's a plan. We'll divide up an each of us will talk to a group of the people from the town. We'll tell them about good nutrition and proper eating and minerals and vitamins, and they'll be back on their feet in no time.
Right.
Okay, now let's go. We'll lick this problem in a minute, right, kids?
Right!
I feel awful. Here I am, a real living cell in a human person's body, and all I get to eat is junky foods day in and day out. Yuck. I need a good meal.
Wow, I feel fantastic. You know what I ate today?
What?
Well, I had fruits and vegetables, bread and cereal, meat and milk, and...
Wait a minute. You mean you ate foods from each of the 4 basic food groups?
Right, and that gave me all my vitamins and minerals, and all my calcium and iron. I got my protein and carbohydrates.
You're looking so healthy. That big mouth I'm in hardly ever feeds me at all. That's probably why I always feel so lousy.
That's also why you look so lousy, pal.
The word is nutrition. Why? Why?
Nutrition is the word. The word is nutrition.
Nutrition is the word.
The word is nutrition.
Nutrition is the word. The word is nutrition.
And we've got to learn what good nutrition means. And, hey, aren't you guys listening to me? Now on the subject of diet planning. Wake up and listen to me, can't you?
So if you guys start eating good, then maybe you play better ball. And the Lazy Susan basketball team. Hey, guys, don't you hear me?
It's your job to show these people what it's like to feel good. Hey, can't you wake up and listen to me?
So you guys have got to start eating a balanced diet now. Hey, wake up and pay attention. This is important.
Wouldn't listen to you, huh? It just goes to show you, never send a child on a man's assignment. I'll tell those people of Lazy Susan what it's all about. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is good nutrition which will lead you up the ladder of health, higher and higher, forever upward, reaching the limits of your capacity for vim and vigor and good health through good eating. You are what you eat, you know, and good eating is as important as why aren't you listening to me?
A is for vitamin A.
B is for the B vitamins. 3 B vitamins are thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin.
C is for vitamin C. Vitamin C makes strong blood vessels. It also helps cuts and scratches to heal.
D is for vitamin D. Vitamin D is for growing. It helps build strong bones and teeth.
Calcium. Calcium is a mineral. Calcium makes strong teeth and bones. Calcium also helps your heart work.
Iron. Iron is a mineral, like calcium. Iron helps the blood supply oxygen to all parts of the body. Without iron, we'd be sickly and tired all the time.
Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates give us energy.
Protein. Protein helps us to grow. Protein is right on, man.
And they're all nutrients.
Vitamin A, the B vitamin.
Vitamin C.
Vitamin D.
Carbohydrates.
Protein.
Iron. Calcium.
Yeah!
You need nutrients to live and grow.
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 Where did I go wrong? Where?
Don't worry, Wilbur. You did your best. We all did.
My best, but you don't understand. I'm a failure. I couldn't complete the assignment. I am going to be demoted to last assistant in charge of boobs and failures.
Don't take it so hard, Wilbur. We tried, but we didn't try hard enough. We've got to find a way to get through to these people. They're sleeping their lives away.
From poor eating habits.
And lack of good nutrition.
nutrition. That's it.
Huh? I don't get it.
Me either.
Me either.
Good nutrition. That's the name of one of our songs. So?
So?
So it's simple. We couldn't get through to these people because we weren't speaking our own language. We were only telling them stuff you get out of school books.
Oh, I get it. We're telling them one of our songs. Right.
Right.
Yeah, that'll wake them up for sure.
And keep them up, too, because we're going to turn them on to good nutrition. Right.
What do you think of that, Wilbur? Out of sight.
When you're on top of a team, there's no place to open up. Feeling on top of a tree, knowing you got the cup, overflowing with that good nutrition. Good nutrition. And it's alright with me. When you got love in your heart, there's nothing to do but smile. Feeling so cool and smart, knowing that all the while you got good nutrition. Good nutrition. Good nutrition. And it's alright with me. Give me a bright day with the sunshine and flowers. Or if you got raindrops and windy day showers. It doesn't matter to me, not to me at all. I can stand the cold days or laugh in the warm ones. Knowing I got nutrition to keep me happy, healthy, and alive. When you got love in your heart, there's nothing to do but smile. Feeling so cool and smart, knowing that all the while you got good nutrition. Good nutrition. And it's alright with me. When you're on top of the team, there's no place to open up. Feeling on top of the tree, knowing you got the cup, overflowing with that good nutrition. Good nutrition. And it's alright with me.
Let me tell you, man, food is right on. I mean, it's what's happening.
Food's great. Makes you feel good and look good. Without food, we'd be tired and we'd never grow right. Food tastes good and it's good for you if you eat the right food.
Know what you eat. Know what it does for you. Food's out of sight.
We eat right, do you?
Oh, I do. I do.
Hello. I was in the 4-H, and it wasn't nearly as wacky as that, but hope you enjoyed. That was Mulligan Stew, which is a TV show that was made by the 4-H and the USDA, and was distributed to TV stations across the United States in the 70s, and oftentimes was shown very early in the morning when there wasn't any programming. And I have other films in that series that talk about food groups and talk about other types of things. And maybe I'll pull some of those out at some point. But thanks again, everybody, for joining us for the lunchtime streaming. This is something that I love to do because I'm kind of stuck at the house. I have an assistant who's working at the AV Geeks archive, but I am here. And so this is something that gives me a reason to take a shower every day. So thank you for that, and thanks for your comments and for checking in. If you like what you saw, please tell other people about it. There is a place, avgeeks.com, where we have over 3,000 films online. Also on YouTube, we have a bunch of films online. Also, here's a place to donate on Patreon. But another way you can support us is just tell people what we're doing. And so thanks, guys, for coming out and watching us. And I will see you again tomorrow. And so until then, enjoy.